Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So this is a 5-day review of the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. Now sometimes when I review phones, I actually use the product to actually showcase it. So this is the front camera, the 24 megapixel front camera on the Xiaomi Mi Mix 3. So this phone it started off fantastic for me, and then the more and more I use it over the last 5 days, I got the battery settled down, the performance, everything kind of leveled out. So let me start with the things that surprisingly changed. So when I first powered the phone on and started using it, battery life was over the top. You know what I'm saying? Like getting about 5 to 7.5 hours of screen on time. 5.5 to 7.5 hours screen on time. That was the first couple of days, right? And normally in that time for me, the battery life is not that great during the beginning on those first 2 days, because you're getting it ready, you're setting it up, you're doing everything you need to do. And this time around, it's the complete opposite. So while I'm not getting 7.5 hours of screen on time anymore, 7 hours, not even 6.5, the phone leveled out now to about 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time. But it does last me almost a full day. And when I say a day, I mean 24 hours time frame. It's getting between 20 and 24 hours of screen on time. Now that's pretty good battery. Considering this phone only has a 3200 milliamp hour battery inside, it's doing really well. And I credit that to the software and the way it's optimized. And that's the only thing I can say about that. There's nothing about the phone that I dislike about the software. Even though I have the Chinese model, I can still change the launcher. But with the Chinese model, you can remove all of the Chinese bloatware. So that's what I did. So I don't see any kind of... The AI button, I can't disable that. That's another thing that kind of annoys me, because sometimes I hit it. But in most cases, I don't. And if you swipe up from the bottom of the screen, you get this search engine that's built into the phone. But it's not Google, so it's in Chinese. So sometimes I do that. But, the battery life has proven to me it's good enough. And it's right on par with other phones, because I got this phone for $640, I believe. And the battery life is decent considering what I just got. I got a futuristic design. I got great cameras. Now, moving away from the battery and how the battery changed. Now, that doesn't mean that that's bad battery. Like I said, that's good battery to me. And a lot of people would love that kind of battery to go 20. Basically, it's going to definitely take you through your workday. And you'll be able to get more than 5.5 to 6.5 hours of screen on time, depending on how you're using the phone. So, I think at the beginning, I was doing a lot more hands-on with it, because I was getting about 7.5 hours of screen on time, but I was getting about 18 to 20 hours of, maybe 16 to 18 hours of consistent charge for the first two. But after I kicked back and just started using it like I normally use my phones, that's when the regular battery life started up. So, that aside, the phone, I've been looking for skins and things like that to try to put it, because I don't want to put a case on this phone. So I like to look for clear skins like I have on the Galaxy Note 9. Look for my follow-up videos on the Note 9. I'm gonna start shifting. I've been secretly doing things with that phone, and I'll show you that footage in the coming weeks, or maybe before, in the next couple weeks or so. You'll start to see a lot more footage on the Note 9. Well, not a lot more, but I'm gonna give you some comparisons, because you guys are asking for that. But I like to review a phone. I want to stay in review phase. So the Mi Mix 3, after the battery life, I don't really have much that I want to complain about. I do want to talk about the sliding mechanism, though. The sliding mechanism is something that people keep messaging me about or asking me about, saying, Jay, is it bad? Is it good? Does it get annoying? All these different questions. So to answer the question, the sliding mechanism is sweet. It's magnetic, so it locks in place. It's not like what you think. You're not going to accidentally slide it open. At least I don't. I have yet to accidentally slide the phone open. The facial recognition, when you do slide open, blazing fast. But I feel like this phone should not have, it's going to sound strange, but I don't think it should have had a rear-mounted fingerprint reader. I would have been better with just no fingerprint reader, or put the fingerprint reader in the screen. That's what I would have. It's weird, because sometimes I forget that I have facial recognition. Like, I'm picking up the Mi 8. The Mi 8, it's like the baby cousin of this phone. I'm picking up the Mi 8, and I'm like, as soon as I lift it up, I don't have to do anything. It just opens up, And I'm picking this phone up doing that. I'm like, oh, snap. So then I started using the fingerprint reader more. But, I feel like the fingerprint reader should have been inside the screen or just not have had one at all. And I probably would have been okay with that, you know what I'm saying? But having it on the back, and there's no cutout, it's just all screen, so I forget. I just hit the fingerprint reader sometimes if I'm not sliding it open. But when I am sliding it open, the sliding mechanism, great, folks. You're not going to have any problems with it. At least I'm not having any problems with it. Now, there's a video out there. There's a website out there. There's a researcher out there who clicked the phone over 650,000 times. No problems. Xiaomi claims 300,000. But 300,000 is way more than enough, folks. That's you're not going to click it like what you think. Some of us, I don't take selfies like in my personal life. I don't do selfies. I don't like to take photos at all, actually. And my family knows that, yes. But I found out that, I'm not opening the phone as much as I thought I would be. But the design of the phone is really cool. It's a good phone, man. It's the build quality on it is ceramic and it feels premium. But even though it's ceramic, I still don't like the slipperiness and the fingerprints. So I've been looking for a clear skin, and I've yet to find one. I found a bunch of cases, so I ordered some more cases. I ordered different color cases. I ordered tempered glass and all that stuff. But the sliding mechanism is good, folks. Don't worry about it. Now, screen, all screen. All screen, all the time. It's a Super AMOLED panel. So when I'm looking in the viewfinder, I don't know how this video is going to come out afterwards, but I'm going to find out just like you, because I'm direct upload. When I hit stop like this, the video's over, and this is going straight to YouTube. But I find that the screen is beautiful, man. I don't have any complaints about it. Maybe because it's all screen, and that makes it even more pleasurable to use. Seriously, having a phone with it's just pretty much bezel-less. It literally, this is the only phone besides the Vivo Next that I've used. It's really immersive. It is really immersive, folks. There's no cutout on the top to turn off. It's nothing, man. It's just a great screen. The quality is everything you think it is. I mean, a Super AMOLED display by Samsung. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? You think it's going to be bad? I'm pretty sure this is Samsung's display. If it's not, you can correct me down below. But yeah, man, the display is hotness. When people see the phone, I can see them looking like, what the heck? And then sometimes I'll shine and be like, I'll lock it and shine and be like, open it up. They'll be like, oh, they want to say something. Like, oh, but they'll most people don't say anything. I just see them looking like. But yeah. The display is beautiful, folks. I mean, what more could I ask for in the display? As far as the cameras go, here's the front camera of the phone, and the rear camera. I think it's really hot. I think it's good. I don't have any complaints about it. And while I think the audio, I tested the audio. No, I think that was the Mi 8. But the Mi 8's audio is about like this audio. It's not the top of the line audio. If the mood is right, like if the setting is right, like no fans, I don't have any fans or anything going, it's just flat in here, the audio probably sounds pretty decent, but it gets kind of tinny or it's pitches, like I don't know, in certain areas it just gets a little different, and you can tell the difference. That's how it is on the Mi 8. And this phone right here, I haven't recorded in kind of the same settings as the Mi 8 that I've been testing the Mi 8 for the camera review. But it's complete with the audio. Now the AI camera thing, man, I don't really bother. I'm not really tripping on that. Those are all the selling points for the company for people who like all the commercials and all that stuff. But I use all the phones all the same. Social media, emails, YouTube, stuff like that. That's what I use my phones for. And phone calls. I do a ton of phone calls. Network. Full LTE, nonstop. Nothing. It's nothing. No bad service. No drop calls. But what I did have you know what? Okay, no drop calls. But I did have an issue with text messages not going through. Like I would just keep failing, so I had to keep hitting reply or retry. So after I pull the SIM card and put it back in, all is well. I don't have that problem anymore. So now, when I hit send on a text message, it's good to go. I did have that issue. Oh, and another issue I have or had was Bluetooth. For some reason, it wouldn't hook to my Bluetooth in my car after trying, and finally it hooked to Bluetooth. But then I wanted to use Android Auto with the plug-in joint. It just charges the phone. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to mess with this. I'm not going to mess with it. It's probably something in the settings that I need to change. So, you can do Bluetooth with Android Auto. You can do it wirelessly, but I prefer to plug it in. You know what I'm saying? Have it pop up on I got an 8-inch display in my car. I want to see it up there. But those little shortcomings didn't annoy me a lot because obviously I have other phones. So I was like, I don't care. I don't have to use Android Auto in here. You know what I'm saying? Or at least not plugged into the car. But it charges in the car. But nonetheless, those were the things that I want to point out in this 5-day review. Is the phone good? Oh, yeah. It's really good. And would you recommend it, Jay? Oh, yes, I would recommend it. The sliding mechanism is a selling point for a lot of people. But after you get over that, that's why back in the day I used to do after the hype videos in 3 days. But I just kind of transitioned out of that regularly. And every now and then I'll do one. But after you get out of that excitement phase over the way the phone looks, it's just another Android phone. And it's offering a lot. You know what I'm saying? I got 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. And there's plenty of other models of this. There's a 10 gig version model of RAM and 256 gig storage. Why I would need all that? I'll take it if I can get it at a good price, but I probably won't need it all. But I just want to give you a 5-day review. Like I said, this is the front camera of the phone, and I wanted to debut it like this for you. So there it is. It's your man Jay Will. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. I'm going to stop and go straight to YouTube. Watch me.